Morning, everyone. I hope this finds you all feeling very well. Julie and I are so sorry we're not able to see you for the next couple of weeks while you're in your bubbles instead of being together in assembly, but we are really glad to still be able to bring you another of our stories from the Bible. So today we have another surprising story based on a parable that Jesus told to help people understand what really is and what really isn't important. And there's a big surprise in store for the man in the story. Let's open the book and find out more as we read The Greedy Farmer.
Once upon a time, there was a rich man who spent his whole life thinking about how he could get richer. One morning, the rich man, who owned a farm, walked from his house to his fields. He looked at his crops and he rubbed his hands together greedily.
Mine, all mine!
He looked out across the farm at his servants, who were loading grain, sack after sack, in the hot sun.
I'm very rich, but I'd like to be even richer.
The next week, he walked from his house to his fields. He looked at his crops and rubbed his hands together greedily.
Mine, all mine!
He noticed that some birds were pecking at his fields of grain.
Shoo! Go away! It's mine, all mine! You can't have any of it!
Another week went by. The rich man walked from his house to his fields. He looked at his crops and rubbed his hands together greedily.
Mine, all mine!
He noticed a poor man stopping to pick up some grain which had accidentally spilled on the floor. The poor man had a wife and 3 children to feed and nothing to eat.
There! Stop, thief! Stop taking my grain! You'll have to find some other way of feeding your family. This is mine! It's all mine! You can't have any of it!
The rich man walked home. He thought long and hard about his grain.
It's spilling out. The birds are eating it. Poor people are coming to steal the grain. They're spilling out of the door. I can't allow that to happen. The grain is mine. All mine. What shall I do?
The next morning, the rich man walked from his house to his fields and called to his servants.
Hey, you over there. Stop working. Put your tools down and come over here. This barn isn't big enough. Today I want you to pull it down, pull it down completely and build a bigger one. Oh, and when you've finished, you can start to build a second one. I've got tons and tons of grain and I'm going to store it all. Then I will sell it and I'll be even richer beyond my wildest dreams.
Day after day, the rich man went to his fields to watch the servants building his enormous barns. He made sure that no one came by to take so much as a handful of his precious grain. At last, the barns were finished. The rich man walked home. He thought long and hard about his life.
I have so much that I will never need to work again. In the morning, I will go out and buy myself some fine clothes. I'll order the best food and crates of the best wine. I'm going to have a wonderful time spending all my money. And it's mine. All mine.
But that very night, the man died in his sleep. No one mourned, no one wept for the man who had all the riches in the world, but who kept them all for himself. Don't be like that rich man. People like that can never please God. Being rich won't make you happy. And being selfish is always a bad choice in the end.
And that is the end of our story.
Oh dear, did you spot the surprise? After all his plans and schemes, the farmer didn't live long enough to enjoy all the money he'd made. Not so much as a surprise as a nasty shock. The farmer was selfish and greedy, wasn't he? And he had far more than he needed and wouldn't share what he had with anyone else, not even a peck of seeds for the birds or a handful of grain for a poor man's family. So let's close our eyes for a moment and think about these words from the story. By storing up riches for himself, he forgot all about the really important things in life. Now let's think about this. If being rich isn't important, then what is? Now, I'm going to say a prayer, and if you'd like to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end after me. Dear God, please help us to know what is really important in life and what isn't. Help us to not be like the greedy farmer, but to share what we have with others. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us in your bubbles this morning. Perhaps you could take some time after the video to chat together about what you think is more important in life than storing up money and stuff. But first, we'll end with a song which perhaps might point us in the right direction when it comes to understanding what's really important in life. So let's sing A Little Bit of Kindness. Bye-bye until next week. Bye.